And don't forget, if you do want to donate, go to tiltify.com/@instasyn/InstaSpeedathon 2020. All proceeds do go to EveryoneCan. They are a UK-based charity in Manchester who help disabled kids get into gaming and to help them with assisted technologies. So we're going to go over straight now to Jak 1 Low Eco by SixRock. I'll just get them on the stream. Hello.
Hello.
Yo.
Right, we're almost ready. I'll just get get everything set up and ready to go.
Okay, how are we doing with this with audio?
So the audio is all going through your stream, so Discord and everything goes through your stream.
Okay, so I'll unmute my mic and desktop, so I'll have those on my stream as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Right, it's a 4x3, so we'll set that up. There we are. Right, I'll just mute myself in Discord and then I'll sort out everything. I'll just mute the Discord on my end and then set it onto your stream.
Sure thing.
Right then, everything should be working.
You can see my gameplay.
There we are. Right, I'll just mute my...
Alright, yeah, we seem to be live.
Yeah, I think everything's working on my end, so that's good.
Alright. I hope everything's working on my end as well. Hello everyone.
You seem good.
Happy Valentine's Day. Welcome to Jak and Daxter and its Superior Categories Marathon debut. My name is SixRock, and I am joined by Burke Maverick.
Yo, what's up?
So this category, we complete the game without doing lava tube skip, and we avoid as much eco as we can, which happens to be all of it up until final boss. And there we need 8. Trust me, it's 8. Okay, for the purpose of this run, it's gonna be 8. I'm running on 3 hours of sleep, so this is gonna be a lot of fun. And I assume we're ready to start.
Yeah, we're ready to start.
Alright, so first things first, my file's in Italian for no reason.
Just for the memes.
Yeah, I probably should have an English one for this purpose, but I don't, so we're gonna run on this Italian one. So, am I just doing a countdown?
Yeah, countdown will do fine, and then we'll start.
Alright, I'll start from 5, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, this is Geyser. Geyser's gonna be pretty much just your usual Geyser. We're gonna do Scout Flies without eco for obvious reasons, and then we're gonna do one climb later that's a bit unusual.
Yeah, it's not really an easy climb to do when C gets to it.
I see a lot of good lucks in chat.
Yep.
Thanks for those. Appreciate all
Thank you for the good luck, Chim.
I'm basically gonna be doing every single strat that I do in attempts. What I'm going to do though is make a few saves just in case I mess up on the places where I lose the most time. Right,
Yeah,
so
this category is very risky without
here's the
saving.
Oh, alright, we failed it.
Oh.
That's fine. So basically that blue eco door to our left here, this allows us to skip the eco for it. Shout out to Burke for that one.
Oh, you did the ground pad strat? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I just want to play it safe. So, if you look at the leaderboards for category extensions, you'll see that I'm kind of a lone wolf. Hopefully not for long. Burke's coming up on second
Yeah,
place.
I'm joining the ranks.
This category can be very intimidating. Also, a lot of people don't understand that it's got a really good, interesting route nowadays, and it's not just about, like, trying not to hit eco blobs. And if you look at my estimate and compare it to the world record, you'll see that there's an 18-minute difference. That is so simply because a lot of mistakes in this run can be very brutal and costly. So just to make sure that I don't go overestimate, I've got a lot of buffer there.
There is a trick coming up soon
Yes.
that is very reset heavy.
So
I don't do it yet, but
if you're not familiar with the game, basically eco, there's green, yellow, blue, and red eco. They all grant you different powers, especially the blue one is very useful. Obviously, green one is health. The blue and yellow ones are the more useful ones in the casual playthrough. You can open doors and trigger or activate platforms with the blue one. You shoot stuff with the yellow one. And not using any of that eco garbage really makes for a lot of very unique and interesting tricks that are just like methods to do things without the eco. I'm still running on 3 hours of sleep, so if my commentary makes no sense, you can
you're good.
you can thank my hysterical personality for that one.
But yeah, like the strats that you'll see is like not even seen in other categories, just because of the restriction of not being able to pick up a lot of eco.
It goes without saying, a lot of these strats obviously lose time. Like, if you were to compare it to a regular no lava tube skip run, I'll be losing a lot of time to getting some cells just because of the way I get them. And that's just like the fun thing about this category. It's gone through several iterations of how many eco or how little eco you can complete it with, and most of the time the result of finding a way to skip an eco has actually made the category slower.
Wait, really?
Yeah, from 10 to 9 eco, I believe, when the final boss thing was found. It obviously loses a lot of time compared to just going down, but you'll see that later. Alright, so I'm gonna say the hardest trick in the run is actually in Forbidden Jungle, which is very nice that it's at the start, and also very annoying that it's at the start at the same time. Because you can be in an hour-long reset loop even if every single run gets here.
Yeah, it's
like
gonna be the trick that I mentioned earlier.
I think I'm just gonna keep going at it, even if I fail it a few times, because at that point I've already committed. The fastest alternative is to do blue rings in Basin, which is in Hub 2, but I'm not gonna be doing that for the sake of showing off the greatness that this category truly beholds. I'll be getting a lot of orbs, which is the currency of this game. Help us buy cells, which obviously then don't require eco at all, and just sort of progress on that front nicely. Here we're gonna take a nice little death warp from the fishy, and
diving down there saves a second, I think.
So, yeah,
or is it
just
0.5?
about. This frog is very kind. I'm glad it just hit me. These are mirrors. Small thing about mirrors: once you connect, if you spam some buttons, the cutscene ends faster. So here we go. This is blue eco door clip. As the name suggests, it's a blue eco door. So we can't, we can't exactly use blue eco. For some reason, I don't know. It's not really in the category name at all. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump here. We're gonna zoom. We're gonna zoom walk. We're gonna do a boosted. We're gonna ledge grab this. We're gonna go here. We're gonna turn the camera to manipulate some stuff. Jump here and boom. That's skip the cell cutscene. Got a nice little cell there. I'm really happy I got that first try.
First try. That's really nice.
All right. The cell cutscene plays here, which is amazing. Thanks, Andy Gavin. Shout out my man Andy. He made this game with his main man Jason Rubino. And yeah, the reason I'm doing these mirrors is I'm kind of talking out of my rear end here, but I believe these mirrors do a lot for manipulating a better RNG seed for this minigame that everyone loves.
For fish.
Fishies themselves.
Yo, put your predictions in the chat for third phase.
Let's get some fish game predictions for Nah, let's get into eels, honestly.
Into eels? Alright. Eels phase?
Keep in mind, this is manipulated fish. So into eels is there's basically like a third of a chance I just get 200.
Yeah.
Like you end before eels a lot of the time. Well, not a lot, but probably close to half.
Polly with the 500.
Prendi anche solo una di quelle disgraziate e ti avvelenerà tutti i pesci che hai già preso.
Yeah, I think we can definitely end on 500 here, considering 200 is the maximum.
Just play through it 2.5 times.
Yes. Alright, so anyone who might be unfamiliar with the game, the fish minute game is just for some reason the fisherman asks this random guy to fish for him, which is a great thing to do. You know, if you're a car mechanic, you probably don't want to ask a random guy like, hey, can you fix my car, please? I don't know how to do it. But this guy,
yeah,
he's chilling.
He's a fisherman for a reason.
Oh, whoopsie daisy! I missed 2 fish. That's RNG manipulation for something else. I'm totally lying. Don't end
Derail those 2 up.
There we go.
End it before eels.
I don't know who was right. Oh yeah, anyone who guessed it ends before eels. So I guess ZBM got the 200 in there. After a 1, 2, 3 though.
Yeah, ZBM got it.
Alright, let's see if I can get this rocket uppercut here. It's pretty sexy if I get it. Happy Valentine's Day. That's not an uppercut. That is.
Yeah, that was a ground pound.
You can probably appeal to Josh for that. It's like, hey, I guessed fish in this completely separate stream. Right. So another thing, or the main thing, no, that's not what you do here. The main thing doing fish does is it allows us to use the boat, the fisherman's boat, not the wreck on the beach, the speed one, and that allows us to go to Misty Island, which has a lot of fast sells just across basically any and all categories of this game. I believe any percent is the only category that doesn't go here, and no FCS. But they only require 20 cells, so doing fish is like 2 minutes 30 on its own. So here we got the Muse. If I miss Muse, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm hoping to not do that. So there we go.
Easy catch.
We're gonna climb up to this fly in a bit of an unusual manner. So, ground pound there, ground pound here, let's grab this. Random roll jump. And then we go over here. Now this is a boosted uppercut. You've already seen one, but it was very insignificant. This one's more meaningful. Alright, well, we'll have it your way, Lurker.
Oh boy.
So slowly walking off a ledge and doing an uppercut, and then you can extend the distance with a spin. You can clear big distances. So yeah, a common question I get is even green eco counted in low eco? Yes, it is. So yeah. All of those small green eco droplets that enemies drop that can be really awkward to dodge, you're not allowed to pick up. So right here I'm gonna walk across, nice and comfy. And another thing I often get asked is, does dark eco count? No. The rules state that you're not allowed to you're allowed to collect as little eco as possible. You cannot collect dark eco in this game. Let's see
yeah, if you were able to collect dark eco, you'd be playing Jak 2 or 3 at that point.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want to be doing that. Here's a cool roll jump that I'm about to do. Sip some coffee. You know, we're just having a great time here. This might not work. It worked, I knew that. Here's another boosted. This skips a checkpoint, so what I've been doing this entire Misty, not very actively, just kind of coincidentally, with the routing. That's the only thing where you specifically want to do that boosted, is I've been avoiding any and all checkpoints. And the reason for that is something you'll see in a bit here. Hoping I don't die here.
Yeah, I've died on this a couple times during my runs.
So we'll play that a bit safe. And you might be thinking, why are you not getting the Zeppelins? Well, if I hit the Zeppelin lurkers, what's gonna happen is they're gonna drop some eco, and not only drop them, it'll be a homing
automatically
attack
go to
towards
you.
me. So we can't do anything about that matter. Get some orbs here. Crash into the scout fly because it's the last one. And then just do this zoomer hoppity hop to this one. And the reason we have been skipping every checkpoint or bypassing them or just coincidentally avoiding them is this. Crash into this thing and we're at the start of the level instead of anywhere else. So, pretty happy with that Misty. You're hearing me splitting because I've got my splits here, locked and loaded.
Yeah, I think Franz did the exact same thing.
Yeah, it just helps me sort of keep track of stuff and make me feel more like I'm actually running the game. Yeah, you can do that, but it's incredibly slow, so don't do that.
Wasn't that in the old route, like 10 eco?
No. Then we go to the mayor's hut. So you saw me do the mirrors in FJ, Forbidden Jungle, and I didn't get a cell. So we were like, "What's the point of that?" Well, this is the point of that. Come to this guy, and he's like, "Thanks for the electricity. I am now mayor again," because that's how life works. Whoops.
There's only what, like 5, like residents in Sandover Village, or like. Probably not even 5, probably like just over 5. Like, how are elections? Like,
yeah, who's against them?
Yeah.
It's like, you want the fisherman, the guy who's literally incapable of doing his only profession that he's named after. So, we also bought an orb. We bought a cell. 3 hours of sleep, guys. We bought a cell with 90 orbs while we're at it, and so I'm gonna explain that as well. So normally there'd be an introductory cutscene, but if you do mirrors before you actually watch the introductory cutscene, it completely skips it. So there we just avoid breaking any of the green eco crates, because if I break one of those crates, I'll have to wait 16 seconds for them to despawn. Which loses 16 seconds if I've done my maths correctly.
Yeah. Alright, Sentinel's a pretty interesting level.
Yeah,
with some strats.
Sentinel's got one of the quirkier strats. Ooh. I hate that I said that. So I'm gonna use audio cues for cannon.
Did you miss shooting a crate? Alright, now you got it.
Yeah. Oh. Bye. Orb. Nice one.
Yeah, I think you generally want 130 orbs by the end of.
Yeah, 130
Sentinel?
pretty good. It's like enough. Now it's definitely enough. I have like sort of orb counts to look for in my splits, but they're like kind of outdated because I've since started taking ones that I consider being difficult. Oh, nice. So here's where Sentinel gets kind of funny, because we're gonna do something called green eco cloggers without getting eco.
Yep.
Okay, so here, just for the record, I know I don't get the Scoutfly. Okay, there, I left it on purpose. So, curved roll jumps are a weird mechanic. I'll be doing these. Whoops.
Yeah, and this is not really a easy strat either to pull off.
Come on. There we go. There we go. So, we're kind of ricocheting off of it. So we're breaking it with the roll jump, but our roll jump is going in a direction that doesn't hit the eco. You can mess that up pretty easily. I've put hours and hours of practice into that. Do a little skippity bop here. I once been on 1 health there, didn't check my health and died on the ground.
Oh god. Oh yeah, if you do die, you'll be sent to the start of Sentinel
Yeah,
because there are no checkpoints.
I think Sentinel's... No, okay, so if you don't count Temple in Forbidden Jungle, then it also only has 1 checkpoint, but Sentinel's pretty unique. And Basin, I guess, but a lot of like the general just exploration levels, they have more than 1 checkpoint. Sentinel does not. So there's Geyser, Sentinel, I guess Sandover if you want to count it.
Yes, yeah, I guess you could.
I mean, there's also, I guess Mountain Pass actually has 2. Yes, there's 1
Yeah.
as well.
It's 2 for Mountain Pass,
And
and
Fire
I
Canyon.
think that's it.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's completely irrelevant to what this all is
Yeah.
about. So to finish up Hub 1 here, I'm just going to clean up Sentinel, clean up Sandover, and head off to what I'd say is the most difficult hub of the run.
Yeah, all 3 of the areas in Hub 2 for low eco are pretty tough.
Basin isn't that hard, it's like just annoying for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Mainly moles.
Yeah, the moles, especially for low eco, is just not fun.
Yeah.
Because there are eco crates like scattered around like the moles like path,
Yep.
and you
So,
can
hitting them is not
accidentally
out of the
just hit
question.
one.
Ora ascoltate ragazzi, riporterò al villaggio questo piccolino e me ne prenderò cura con l'aiuto del saggio.
So here's the final fly and the final cell for Sentinel Beach. I'm on a very nice warp count of 135.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then we're just gonna return the muse that we got in Misty to Italian sculpture.
Yeah.
Salvata! Ah, siete davvero stupendi! Ecco, tenete questa batteria. Non mi serve più, ora ho ritrovato l'ispirazione.
It looks like their like lips are still like synced into English.
Yeah, they did not reanimate or automate these
Yeah.
in any shape or form. Hope everyone's enjoying, from not only a stream quality perspective, also just enjoying the run, the strats, the commentary, the American.
Yep.
For anyone who's right now just looking at this and being like, this looks cool, but man, some of those strats look really tough. I'm working on, I've already like done a single run of it, but it was an early prototype type beat. I'm working on a beginner friendly route that is far more orb heavy, and thus you can buy a few more cells and then skip some of the harder strats. It'll obviously lose time because we're on, this is basically the fastest route that I know. So, but it's kind of like a thing of you can get a run under your belt and then start working on leaving out orbs and doing faster strats. Because this orb route is almost like you just get enough orbs by just doing the route. If you add it even just another 90, it gets a lot more difficult to gather up the amount of orbs fast. So Fire Canyon used to be like a pain because there's one orb crate that's between 2 green eco crates, but I fixed that issue by skipping the orb crate.
Yeah, just never go for that orb crate. It's useless.
Because it's 10 orbs, which is pretty significant, but you have to slow down a very large amount to consistently be able to get that. And slowing down in Fire Canyon is a kind of a bad move, especially when it's in a grinder scale, because the bottom left meter is showing me how close I am to blowing up. So we're just gonna get flies and 40 orbs here. Again, if you're not familiar with the game, you can pretty much relate this to Super Mario 64. You've got the power cells, you just imagine they're stars. Scout flies, just imagine they're red coins. You know, it's kind of our PlayStation zone. SM64. So
or it could be also be relatable to Banjo.
Yeah, just any open world collectathon type thing. I'm very bad at pause buffering, apparently. There we go. Right, pause buffers. By hitting start and R2 on the same frame, you can bring up the heads up display and the pause menu at the same time, which kind of just freaks out the game. It's like you're paused but you're not paused, and during that period of time you can do stuff like what I just did. I was invincible when it came to the cutscene trigger. So the cutscene was left in a bubble after I did the save load, and then through pause buffering I was able to get outside of that bubble and skip the cutscene. However, the bubble stayed there, and it's gonna bother me when I'm going towards LPC. So I'm gonna have to be positioning my camera properly to avoid triggering the cutscene there. It's 47 seconds long, so it's a hefty time loss.
Yeah, at least it doesn't put you back at like the initial spawn point if you do get it.
Alright.
Because then that'd be way more of a time loss.
There used to be a very different strategy I did in my low eco runs for Blue Sage. Burke can probably explain how that came to not be. Burke.
Look. I can't think.
The blue eco or the Blue Sage cutscene skip business.
Oh yeah, so the way 6 used to do it was you'd start it like normal by pause buffering the cutscene at the start, then save loading, and then he would usually have done a boosted uppercut into the water in order to get eaten by the lurker shark, and then activate the cutscene right when he's like about to get eaten, so it instantly like skips it and he doesn't have to worry about the cutscene bubble. But I figured out recently that it's just faster to do the normal method of going around it with a couple pause buffers.
I answered this question at the very beginning, or I sort of presented it myself in the first place, there's
It's
no
for the
reason to be
memes.
playing. There's no reason to be playing in Italian. All right, so here's moles, and moles, they have a mind of their own. They're an AI that will never stop learning. What? Okay, they're all here.
Oh wow.
Okay, so the whole premise is to chase them. Well, not really. I guess, yeah, chase them so that they run into this hole of theirs. It's like their nest or whatever.
Yeah, you're like supposed to scare them with all the noise from the zoomer.
Yeah, but also if you're too close to them, then they're, I guess, too scared or some stupid garbage.
To where they won't jump in.
So let's hope this fella's just, you know, kind for me. Alright. Yep. Cool.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that location is very bad for a mole rat.
Yeah, we're kind of just chilling though. All right, let's get in there, please. Thank you. All right. And then we're gonna go up here. Get this fly. And we're gonna do this race, obviously yet again without blue eco. Oh, almost got trolled there.
Yeah, without blue eco, you can beat this race in 40 seconds?
Nah, it's like 30. I don't think I've gotten a 36, but I'm very certain you can get a 36. Point high numbers. I don't know, it's not the most important part of the run to be practicing necessarily. A lot of it is
Yeah.
just like, if that lurker positioning was better, I could have cut this a lot more sharp. A lot sharper is also something you can say in the English language. So this wall's weird, so I'm just gonna do that. And we're gonna do purple rings, and not only is purple rings not like a super long cell, it's also like, while doing purple rings, we're getting a lot of orbs. We're getting a lot
Yeah,
of,
there's a lot of orbs in the way.
so it's kind of just convenient. Like this crate right here wouldn't be on your natural path otherwise, neither would these be. Or these. So, Basin's kind of a... Basin and Boggy are both just orb mines.
Yeah, Boggy especially.
Yeah. What's SixRock? You need yellow eco to shoot the orb crates in Boggy Swamp. You thought. And that's blue rings. I forgot to split
Purple rings?
Yes, that's the color that I was referring to. You know,
3 hours of sleep, by the way. for
3
six.
hours of slip. That guitar, I knew
Slip.
that. I knew that's what it sounded like. Alright, so things can happen. So there's a chance I grab eco here. If we do, I just changed it from I to we, communism. So I'm gonna be doing these jumps here. There's a orb crate and an eco crate on each one, so I'll try to miss the eco and hit the orb, like so, and like so. That's good.
You got 3 of them, nice.
Yeah.
You
So
got all of them.
So that's, I'm very high on orbs compared to, I have 240 set for Basin on my sports.
Yeah, and he's gonna end with about like
This is
not
cool, by
180,
the way.
280.
So by pausing as I hit this fly, I'm able to just straight up open the pause menu and get the cell. You can do that with Flut and Zoomer for the last fly of the level.
You're
And
not to mention you need to hold L2 or R2 while doing it.
you don't need to hold it, you just have to press it within like a few seconds
Ah.
before. So I'm gonna be heading on to LPC after talking to this
Talking
guy.
to-
By the way,
Talking to
don't run on another language than English, because right now I'm losing a second to Oracle. For some reason.
Very valuable.
For some reason, I'm losing a second. Obviously, when the category is well over an hour, it's not that important. But I mean, if you're running like no FCS, you know, a second can definitely make a difference when you're on top level. So play on English. Do that. Respect to all languages, but play on English.
Is it all languages except English lose a second, or is it just Italian?
I'm pretty sure it's all languages except for English, and I have no clue why. That's fast swimming, by the way. I think I've been doing it in a few spots. Here I'm turning the camera towards the hut to not activate the Blue Sage cutscene, by the way.
Yeah, you gotta keep the camera pointed towards the Blue Sage hut up until a certain point.
Yeah, I played that a bit safe, just because I don't want to have stuff happen. I don't think I said that, Wotan. I just said I'm on Italian for no reason. But I mean, I believe you. Nice one. So, LPC, bit of a maze, somewhat, when it comes to this route.
So he's just gonna be trying to get as many orbs as he can throughout LPC, doing all the objectives he can. And there are gonna be some tricks in this level.
Yeah, this level is kind of interesting. So, I'm gonna have to take a damage there. If I were to hit that enemy, it would die and give me eco, green eco, instantly. So, it's just kind of like a gamble on where he is. And whether you can deal with that without taking damage. So, a trick later on is gonna require me to take a death now. Yes, that's what I meant to do. I told you.
Nah.
No, you know, the death, yep. Just wanted this orb too. Watch this though.
Just got a flash of the lurker.
Alright, so, back on track. It's very interesting. I joke about it, how LPC is one of the more broken levels in the game, because it's missing so many walls. It's just like, you can go through a lot of walls here, but then they like, if you could clip inside these like things where the flies in this cell came from, they're not actually there. You can't grab them, they have no hitbox. So they went through that effort of making them unobtainable, things that you'd have to clip inside, and then just didn't make walls for the level.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andy Yevon.
Can you actually, like, with debug mode, can you actually grab that cell in the tube?
No. We're learning things here. On the InstaSpeedathon channel. That might have been a bad idea. That was a good idea. That was a great idea.
Yeah, good cycle.
Alright, so this guy's also...
Kind of in a bad position.
It's fine. So here's puzzle skip. You'd have to color all of those things without landing on the same one twice. And we just skip that by doing that. And that is also why I needed to take to death, because you need 2 health. And then we move on to probably the most broken room of the run. Because you do 3 weird tricks from this very
In a
room.
single room.
So first off, piggyback. We jump on this guy.
And he,
we jump on this guy.
He double jumped spawn, like, close to the slide so you get the checkpoint.
There we go. And then we do a boosted uppercut. I like doing it blind just to flex on the haters. And then we're gonna do another boosted to get across this gap. Very cool. Get this cell. And then we're gonna do something called the button clip. So
Yeah, button clip is pretty time-based in how you execute this.
And then punch down, and oh look, it's a power cell that you're really not meant to get this way.
Yeah, and it puts you up to where you would get the cell in Rock Village.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's intended to be.
And then here's this. So I just jumped over the slide trigger for the slide. So it's, you know, not a slide anymore. And the reason we do that is way weirder than you'd think. Oh, I don't want to die here.
Yeah, there's the ballerina lurkers you saw earlier in like room, and for some reason one of them spawned directly onto an eco crate, and since you're in the sliding animation, the game just gives you the eco automatically.
I can take this death, that's not that bad. Yeah, so when you're in the sliding animation, if there's loose green eco, the game's like, oh, he broke up a crate, let's give him the eco. And when you load in the room, like Burke said, one of these lurkers just spawns on an eco crate, breaks it, and there's loose eco, and the game's like, oh, he broke a crate, let's give him the eco. Stop cheating? I'll try. And here's one last clip. Maybe. That's interesting.
Nice ledge grab. Oh, yeah, that was
anyways.
interesting.
There we go. Just another wall missing. For the sake of... why not?
And yeah, it's not, like, not just eco that you can collect from that. It could also be orbs.
Yes, good point.
Just randomly get orbs on the slide.
And then we pause before this cell, because it would trigger a cutscene. And then, yeah, things happen. This is a weird one, so I'm gonna climb slightly back up this slide. Hit that orb. And die here. And climbing just about this far up, it's a very strange thing that happens. But
yeah,
you know,
it somehow puts you at the start of LPC.
Yeah, and thus we can get out of here without eco. Normally you'd have to open the chamber and take it up, but that requires blue eco, so you know. Things. That was a great boosted uppercut. So here's a minor skip. And it's called the fish skip. We're gonna do a boosted over here. Jump on this rock, stay here for a little bit, and jump back up here, and thus we have covered that gap without getting eaten by the fish. Alright. Palude Impantanada, also known as Boggy Swamp in some languages.
This is a very interesting level.
This one's broken.
Yeah.
Okay, so first things first, I'm not gonna want to do that.
Oh. At least you have one elf now, so when you get the...
Okay. So that's a clip, so we don't have to use the jump pad.
Part of the mud there's like no like floor collision, so you can just fall right through it. Or zoom walk through it, which is another like trick in the game.
And then we're gonna go backwards into Boggy. If you played this casually or you've seen just like quote-unquote regular speedruns, you'll know that this is not the way they intend you to go.
Yeah, and going this way, you won't be getting any of the checkpoints either.
Ugh.
So
Okay, that sucks.
You basically have to go through Boggy in
That's
one fell
honestly
swoop.
probably better.
Oh, yeah.
Once I took the first damage, it's already like risky business, so that's way better than dying 30 seconds later.
Or like further into the...
Yeah, there's one checkpoint that I'll be getting for safety. That's really just like, maybe loses a second to get. What I'm trying here is landing on that spot. I'm glad I got that second try.
Yeah, nice.
And then, especially since I'm on 3 health, I can go for something pretty cool here. Nice one. Alright, well, we're no longer on that amount of health. But, so here's the thing. Boom. Skipping a lot of travel.
And also, for Boggy, it's very usual to be at 1 health during this part.
Yes. So, this is when things get real.
Yeah, there's gonna be some clips that he's going to do.
Oops. We're just gonna get some orbs here first. Pretty fast orbs. These guys can be really annoying when you're on 1 health. So
Yeah.
first things first, do a bit of a skip there. And then we're gonna try to get through the wall there. That's a bit of a scuffed attempt.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Very weird collision on the wall. So I'm gonna jump from the right here and then go inside the cave. Now I have the cave checkpoint. So if I die or grab eco, I should have addressed that earlier. If I grab eco, I either have to load a file or die without collecting any
Anything,
orbs,
no.
any flies, any cells, even getting any checkpoint. You have to like completely just restart that current status in a way. So here's just some maneuvering to not hit any of the eco crates.
Also, if it wasn't obvious, having flut during this section is not intended.
Yeah, another sneaky little clip. And then that's a really cool part of the run. I really like that. So the flut ground pound hitbox goes like so wide that you can actually just get that fly through the wall.
Yeah, it looks like you also have like perfect amount of orbs.
I've got a lot of
At the end
orbs,
of
which
Boggy.
is really nice. And then the game doesn't have a death animation for Fluff getting eaten by the lurker shark, so it just instantly spawns. And then we're gonna get this. If I were to go to talk to Gambler first, it would take ages for the press circle to talk thing to pop up. I don't even know
Yeah, it
what it
has
says in
to.
Italian.
I think Basin has to load, right?
I don't know, something like that. Something weird. So grabbing the cell first just like sort of saves waiting time. We're gonna get 2 cells from the Gambler here. The other one is for 90 orbs, and the other one is the race we did in Basin. A lot of this is just kind of like, you do something, and then way later you actually get the cell for it, because it's just more conveniently on your route. And then, we're gonna do a freaky little thing. We're gonna go up to Claw, but not actually fight Claw. You can't even fight Claw in this category because it's heavily based on eco. Even if you were to go for Lava Walk, I won't get into that. You could do a faster iteration of the skip, which requires just a harder strat and luck. So that's a thing. And then we're gonna go back to Boggy. Got a slight pal freeze there.
Oh yeah, that was like
2 frames.
yeah.
The cousin of 2 chains.
Oh god.
Do a nice curved roll jump for style points. And then we're literally just gonna stand in place. So right now I'm closer to the checkpoint behind Claw than the one, or after Claw than the one before Claw. And doing an idle deload here, because we triggered the cutscene in Mountain Pass, we stored Mountain Pass. So doing an idle deload here just puts you to the closest checkpoint of the stored area. So even though we're in Boggy, Boggy has sort of nothing to do with what's happening here. It's just a convenient place to do this. Pause buffering over the idle animation, giving the game time to load in Mountain Pass, and ba-bam. So here's a spot that I'm gonna be making a safety save in, because otherwise, if I mess up Mountain Pass, I'll be losing a lot more time.
Like minute and a
if
half.
I don't make the save.
Time, I think.
Yeah, but if you don't make the save, you also have to redo the idle deload. Yeah, guitar. I'm trying to focus, and also 3 hours of sleep. And there's stuff going on. I'm glad it was at least okay. I get a medium res cooey.
Medium res.
So pass you'd think is just like a walk in the park, because usually the problem is going too fast. However, this sucks. First thing that sucks is this right here. This fly is in front of these boxes. We're just gonna do that, and that was pretty slow. And we're gonna go for a bit of a jump here. Shout out to all the Swedish people. This is the harder part. So there's a vent really inconveniently placed for the sake of this category, and we're gonna try to jump over it, or to the right of it. Nice. Cool.
Nice.
Alright, so the safety save kind of just lost time, but hey, it's a safety one.
Yeah, that's actually really difficult to do.
Yeah, it took a lot of time to figure out something that's basically just consistently doable, and it has nothing to do with just like kind of getting lucky or, you know. And then we're still gonna go backwards into Mountain Pass to get the secret cell. That's an interesting camera angle.
Oh yeah.
Pretty satisfied with the run so far myself. Minor inconveniences here and there, but it's all good.
Yeah, this seems to be a pretty good run.
Yeah, I know exactly how good the run is. Because I've got my splits up. Is it world record pace? Absolutely not. Can it world record?
No.
Kind of. My best possible time is actually 1:11:11 right now.
Oh wow.
Alright. Hab 3. Now, funky business time. First off, fly. It's right there. Don't see it, but it's right there. And then we're gonna go skip red sage. And to do so, we're gonna get in the hut like this. Pause buffer. Come on, do it. Punch, uppercut, ground pound, ba-bam. Cutscene skipped. Go in a spider cave. Leave that fly behind. Why? You'll find out later. You won't believe what happens in this speedrun. Boosted into a ground pound. Amazing.
Amazing speed tech.
So Spider Cave's got a very cool route, I'd say. It's again unusual compared to any other category. Alright, we're gonna go for the swag roll jump here for the sake of the charity.
Oh boy.
Yeah, boy.
Nice.
Oh. Donate to the charity, guys. They're doing great work for kids who might have accessibility problems with video games. We're gonna load back up there. Fastest way to get there. And then we're gonna do the robot climb in a bit of a
unusual way.
Yeah. So first things first, fly. Second things second, using that very specific box that's for some reason slightly higher than the rest. You do some jumps. You do a couple more jumps. Do a boosted here. I'm gonna zoom in after I start falling. It just helps me get a nice visual cue and just not be less likely to fail it.
Yeah,
Very cool.
That orb crate that he ground pounded on is a very finicky orb crate. It will, like, most of the time eat your input completely, or just not give you any height.
So, doing these poles in a specific way gets you all of the orbs and none of the eco. And then we unfortunately have to take this route out of the cave, or the robot room, because the other route would require usage of a jump pad, and as we have covered previously, that requires blue eco. So there's a bit of a death warp. The spider gave me a kiss. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Here I'm gonna do this a bit safe, because again, 16 seconds if I break the crate there.
Unbreakable box.
Yeah, that can... it can happen.
Get up. Pretty good cycle there.
Yep. I've learned to deal with all of the cycles by now. Sometimes you can go for some more risky stuff. Sometimes you just kind of play it slow like I just did, but still. Alright, so this first batch of spiders is odd. If I were to land on them, they'd give me eco. I didn't, so that's cool. Same with this guy. If I kill him, I might get the eco.
Yeah, and they take 2 hits? I think.
They take 2 hits or an uppercut. For some reason, an uppercut just like Mike Tyson's them. That boosted's weird because the ledge isn't like... The ledge is just strange. It sort of continues further than it actually does, in a way. So that's Dark Cave, the fly, some orbs, and the cell. I'm on 2 health here, you take 2 damage if you landed, so I'm gonna spin. And for the end of Spider Cave here, we're gonna go get the last Dark Crystal. Do a bit of a 360 moment here. For all you FaZe Clan fans. We're gonna do a camera turn into boosted, and this ground pound strat is a bit finicky. There we go. It goes in a diagonal angle, the platform, so it's really difficult to see how far you are actually from the cell platform. So it's not really like you just have to like risk it for a biscuit, but you just have to be aware of where it is when. Just take some practice. You can be too far away and not make that. And that is the end of Spider Cave. And next up is just Snowy Mountain, and then we're getting very close to the end of the game.
And
Do
Snowy
we
has
have time for
another
a donation
interesting
by any
level.
chance?
Of course we do.
Yeah, we do.
Absolutely. So we have a £10 anonymous donation. It says Happy Valentine's Day, and it's also going towards a debug mode showcase.
Awesome. Thank you, Anonymous.
Oh, I think we've also got another £5 donation just in by Polly. Thank you for supporting such a great cause.
Awesome. Thank you, Polly.
Thank you, Polly.
And that's also going towards a debug mode showcase as well.
Great stuff, guys. So, Snowy. Snowy's gonna also include a method of getting a normally eco-required cell. So, we're gonna kill these guys, which...
Yes, Snowy is a very unique level for low eco.
So, we're gonna stay in this ledge grab for a second here. That's bad. Hello. He just
Bad
walked
spot.
up to
Oh
me.
yeah, what the hell?
He just walked up to me.
Never seen that.
It can happen. 2, 3, and then in his surprised animation, we can do that. So that was what I was originally intending to do. Here I'm gonna do this a bit differently. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill these enemies first. Make sure I don't grab any eco here, going back. And then I'm gonna go for this cell. That's normally at the end of a lengthy flut route. And this opens the fortress door. And that's very useful for later purposes. And now that we've done this, we're gonna go on this edge, have this guy look at us, run up to the box, go to the left side here, and go back. Oh, wow. Alright, redo that.
Oh yeah.
And then go back here. He also went back there, but I managed to get him.
Yeah, lucky right there.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a lucky shot.
And that was a very bad spot for that lurker to be in, since he was right next to the green eco crates.
Here you can do. I'm pretty sure this is a true frame trick. It's either one or two. So an uppercut here. Ah, a bit too early.
Dang.
You can get some crazy upwards momentum from that, but that's not that bad. Oops. You can do this in some walls, you know. There's Andy Gavin. So here, please, no.
Oh my god.
We're gonna break this box in advance, which is kind of a weird thing to do from just like looking at it. We're gonna drop this guy. We're gonna stand here. Run a bit closer. Go over here. Let's see where he is. He's in a pretty good spot. Well, that's a flat clip again. And that's all of them. So I'm pretty happy with how they went, for sure. We're gonna leave the cell for now. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, I don't want to damage you necessarily because you're gonna drop some eco there.
And you are sitting on 1 health now.
Yeah, I can take a safety death, which would just give me more health so I don't die later on. I think it might just be reasonable to do so.
Probably do it near the flut area.
Yep. I don't actually know where this is gonna put me. I hope it just puts me here. Might put me over here. Okay.
Gonna put you between the... Okay, put you back there.
I'm not sure how those checkpoints works exactly. But that death was fully just to regain my health. Checkpoint placement was unfortunate. Back on track. Another thing that comes along the fact that this is low eco and you're not allowed to pick up any excess eco is that if you take damage, you cannot regain health without taking a death or save loading or just, you know, loading in general. So this is a cell cutscene skip, by the way. Turning the camera does that.
Yeah, like it despawns the cell for some reason, and it respawns it right when you grab it.
Oh yeah, I think going through a portal, as Guitar said, is also a method to get your health back. I mean, I say I think, but I also fully believe what Guitar's saying, so... These can be tricky. But portals will never sort of just be there on your route. The fun fact, low eco used to actually not do basin in Hub 2, or obviously do basin in Hub 2, but not with the rest of Hub 2. It would do Spider Cave, and then before Snowy, go back to basin, or back to Hub 2 to do basin. Okay, so this is gonna... I'm very high on orbs.
Yeah, you have enough of.
So this is Gunless Skip. I'm just gonna listen to the wing flaps, and then I'll explain it. That's a bit scary. I don't know. This could crash, and it is just. We're good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait this one out. I'm gonna jump on this one, wait till it's at a very high spot of the railing, and then do that. Alright. So, you avoid the death plane of falling from Snowy, and then you get the volcanic crater checkpoint, and then that cell that I just got is actually the secret cell in Spider Cave, basically.
You need the yellow eco near the entrance for that.
Alright, so now we're just gonna buy 4 cells, get the 72nd cell from the Scoutflies, and then we can get on the zoomer for Lava Tube. Lava Tube has basically the last difficult trick of the run. There's still like difficult sections, or like tough ones, but it's not like it's not like they're very risky or just a single trick. Enjoy the Italian voice acting here for a bit.
Of Willard and Gordony.
So, every cell costs 90 orbs from these guys. They have 4. We're gonna buy all 4 with 360 orbs. If I play really well for the ending here and get the skip known as Orange Skip in Lava Tube, first or maybe second try, this can probably still be a 112, which would be awesome.
Yeah, 112, especially for
A resetless.
a setting like this. Yeah.
So the world record for this category is 1:11:47 as of 2 days ago. By yours truly. And my final goal for this category is the 109 mark. Completing the game in under 70 minutes, but I like calling it the 69.
Oh, God.
Una batteria! Sì, è quello che volevo dire.
It just basically requires a clean run with no massive mistakes. You can make just like 5-10 second mistakes, a couple of them, but something like the death in Boggy, for example. No, that's a no. Yeah, keep the donations rolling. Even if we don't meet the incentive for the debug mode, it's still like a very good cause to be donating for. And that's the 72nd cell, and thus we can access Lava Tube. Big cool. Ling Balloon.
Benissimo! Con queste batterie extra dovrai essere in grado di fornire allo scudo di calore abbastanza energia per resistere alla lava. Ma lo scudo ha ancora dei limiti. Non può resistere a temperature superiori agli 800 gradi, quindi tenete d'occhio alla barra.
And if you're looking to learn this run, like I said earlier, I'm working on a better route for beginner purposes. I've already done one run of it. I plan on improving the route significantly and optimizing it slightly so there's a good run to learn off of. And yeah, obviously I'm always up for answering questions, helping, and just overall doing as much as I can for people to learn the game better and just get better and have more fun.
Wait, if you have been keeping track of how many Eco 6 has collected so far, that would be 0.
I believe 0 even if we'd count accidental ones, because I don't think I grabbed a single eco that I wasn't sort of allowed to. Because, you know, sometimes you can grab an eco, then you just have to take a death or a load. Alright. Don't
What was that?
just ignore that. The game said no to my jump.
I was wondering what that sound was you made.
You know, comedic relief moment.
Do you need to take that test?
Yeah. I grabbed the invisible eco here, so I had to take the death. Yeah, the game disagreed with whether I pressed R1 or not. Yeah, that was pretty golden timing. Alright, so here's Orange Skip. Hopefully. Before I blow up.
Yeah, this is another very difficult trick.
He says. So,
My man gets it first try.
what happens there is a jump. And it goes high. And then you go over the wall.
Yeah, it kind of just like pushes you up.
Yeah,
High enough.
jumping. It's like if you've seen runs with lava tube skip. Imagine it's like the rocket uppercut, but you're on a zoomer. kind
Yeah.
of the same thing, but like not from a technical perspective. It's just like you're not meant to have that happen, but it just kind of do. You just jump into the steep slope part while already sort of driving up the ramp-like wall structure, and then that was also a large barrier for consistency things. But I eventually figured out that holding the stick neutral on impact is very helpful for that. And it's mostly about just the angle you come from and the timing of the jump. It's not so much like once you get those down, it's not all that much about what you do in the air. Oh, that's it, they'll skip. Yeah,
Yep.
just skip the entire level, by the way. Happens sometimes. It's weird. Flagging error in the game's checkpoint programming.
Only possible in certain versions of the game.
Yeah. Well, impossible in a few, rather.
Yeah. That's
Alright, so
probably a better way to put it.
So here's another idle deload. We're just gonna do it in a more swaggier way than for Claw. We're gonna clip through, fall next to this elevator shaft. Now, excuse me for my language, but I like to refer to this thing that I aim for, the titty. And then we land here, and boom. Now we've thus stored the final boss area, and this spot is closer to the checkpoint on the final boss platform than the elevator platform. And then with the idle deload, it'll have us where we want, like a taxi service. Just you need to die, so a pretty bad one. And then, what we need to do is take 10 deaths here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that's for the reasons of progressive difficulty. And that allows us to skip eco. Oh. So these are 1 frames. You press circle on the correct frame and you spin after the jump. And on final boss, what that does is have the next phase start earlier. So as you're noticing, I'm now using eco, which is like, oh my god, illegal. But the reason this is low eco and not no eco is because we have
You need eco for final boss.
So here, this looks very manga as the cool kids say. Because of that. Oh, I missed the 1 frame. But you're in no real rush. You probably have like another 5 seconds on top of what that was. But we're not through the hard part. This phase is probably the easier one of the last two. You know, you just get the eco, and you blast away. Nice hitbox on the thing. See if we can get the final one frame.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yep. Alright, so that's gonna give us quick shot, which
Nice.
means the boss shoots quickly.
Yeah, normally you have to wait for Golden Maya to charge up the shot.
There you go. Alright. I'm very happy with this run.
Nice.
So, as we wait for the final countdown, I want to give a quick shout out to obviously Burke. Thanks a lot for commentating with me on such a short notice. I just kind of asked you yesterday.
Yeah, dude, no problem.
So, that's cool. Shout outs to the entire Jak community. Y'all are great. I'm so happy to be a part of this whole shebang, pushing these games further and further. And putting up with me playing the most obscure things and spamming. No, we're good. So.
Oh wait, no.
So. The white eco.
Oh wait, did we miss time?
Nope. The time will be now. I know the time. It's 1:13:16.
1:13:16 is because I accidentally stopped the timer just before the end, so add an extra, say, 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, so that's a minute and a half of the world record. Obviously,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
a massive amount under the estimate. Like I said, a lot of the mistakes are very punishing. I was prepared to, like, you know, fail blue eco door skip like twice or 3 times, losing like another 2 minutes on top of this whole thing, but it went pretty well. And also, when I submitted, I was like, when the world record was like 6 minutes worse. So, you know, this has got a long way.
Okay. I have some news.
You have news for me?
Debug mode has reached its incentive goal of 50 quid.
Awesome. Let's
Nice.
go. Thank you guys. That's great.
So we actually had a £35 donation from Stellar. Comment you missed an orb. And it puts that towards debug mode showcase, so that's the full £50 reached.
Awesome. That's really cool. Thank you so much for that. So while we're at it, my controller's really bad at this.
Yeah, I was about to mention that Debug isn't very happy with 6's controller.
Oh, I did it. Alright. So, right now I'm walking on some invisible stuff. Because why not?
Oh yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna load into Sandover. That is the other thing. There we go. So I'm just gonna give, since I went so far under estimate, you know, I'll show some stuff in debug. So, you know, you'll see runners maybe do something like this. Let's say this is a trick I'm practicing, like a boosted up this. I fail it, I'm just like, whoops, do that. And you're just like, whoa, what did they just do? So this is the free cam mode. It's this whole debug thing, the debug mode thing, is behind an input sequence that the programmers, the developers left in the game. It was obviously used for testing purposes for the final release originally, and it wasn't meant for casual players to be found, but they done did it. So
I think you could also see it in the E3 showcase.
yeah,
Like,
so
if
if I go like right here, let's see, there you go. In the top left you see outside of BSP. I'm pretty sure that was just like in an E3 showcase.
Yeah, it was in the E3 showcase of Jak 1.
So someone says like it's like binary space positioning.
Binary space partitioning.
Okay, close. Right. So something else you can do in debug. Let's say I pick up these orbs. I practice this section. And I'm like, alright, that was cool. I press some buttons. Ba bam. The game restarts.
Yeah, if you go into free cam, which is all of these shoulder buttons, and then like hold up and left and press select, it will reset the state of the game
Yep.
back to 0%.
So what you can also do with this is if you can easily skip low triggers. Has no like real sort of use. It completely just didn't do what I wanted to do there. Alright, we'll go over here.
You get like a it loaded anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go. Let's use Sentinel. You can enter like these low polygon areas that are meant to be only seen from the distance. So when you're looking at something from the distance, this is just like kind of what you get instead. Let me load back into something more interesting like snowy. Why not? So since we can free cam and fly and all of that good stuff, we can go places that we're not meant to be going. This did major things for practice, but it's also just like fun to mess around with. So say I want to go in here, sure, why not?
Also, I should mention that you can do this for Jak 2 and 3 as well.
Yeah, and you can do this on PS3, PS4, I think even
And
the
Vita.
Vita. And if you're in FreeCam and you disable debug, you can get rid of the outside of BSP text, and you can get some cool wide shots.
Yeah, you'll still be in free cam.
You can, you know, you can get some cool intros for your video. Just be like, the fortress is a very difficult area. And then do a nice little pan. I'm trying to think of like just cool stuff that you can, like silly stuff that you can do with debug. I mean, I guess the whole
about the
cutscene
bonking
business.
with R2.
Wait, they have like actual teeth in their mouth? That's cool. I'm gonna go down here. The intended way, of course. Now let's reset the game. And let's do this. I'm now part of the cutscene. Deal with it.
Holy yakkow! The Red Sage's lab looks worse.
This cutscene is way less dramatic.
Well, it definitely looks as though there's been a struggle here.
I'd hardly call it struggle. Would you, dear sister?
Certainly not. The Red Sage grew up with so little. No
Okay.
fun at all.
Something else you can do. I hope I remember how to do this. If you do the skip, and then from here, you do this, you can now, you have the cutscene just playing in the, like, the world. You have the Jak camera and everything. Like, yeah, you got the cinematic bars, but the cutscene's happening in the hut.
They're perfectly safe in our citadel.
And you can see
Special guests.
They have
these guys are just
graciously
chilling here
agreed to
for the entire duration.
project.
You were wrong, Samos. Dark Eco can be controlled. We've learned its secrets, and now we can reshape the world.
Oh, y'all know what's about to happen.
You can control dark
Okay.
by itself. Even the precursors.
Until now, we've had to scrape by with what little Dark Eco we can find on the surface. But soon,
Yeah,
we'll
Maya's
have
the
access to
prettiest
vast
character in Jak,
stores of Dark
for sure.
Eco hidden deep underground.
Not the silos.
Yes, the silos. They will be opened, and all the Dark Eco of the world will be ours.
Kira's pretty chill.
Precursor robot.
Oh, don't look so upset.
Same was the,
Samos. We've got
I don't know,
a
it
big
just looks like the
plan.
character from Parappa the Rapper.
Oh yeah.
Also something you can do, say you want health, you bonk, press R2, you get health. Easy clap. I don't know what else to show, and I don't want to waste too much time, so I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna get this fly here. Let's get it and go to free cam. Oh, let's try again. Go to a different fly. Nope. Nope. Alright, we can do this. Come on.
Ah, come on, dude.
Nope. Nope.
If you need to just
There
reset
we
the
go.
state.
If you go to free cam, when you grab a fly, you hardlock the game. Alright. That's it from me and us and Jak. Thank you guys for so much for watching. Jak won low eco. If you're interested, hit me up. Let's see what we can sort out, you know. Some cool routes, some cool practice sessions, what we got in unlock. Thank you so much for InstaSim for accepting this run. It was a great debuting this category in a marathon setting in such a sort of comfy vibe. The next run is...
Yeah, no worries at all. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, enjoy the rest of the marathon.
Right, I think the next thing is the dinner break. So the next one after that is Nintendo Puzzle Collection Panel de Pomme by Razor Flamecun.
Sure thing. Alright.
I'll just move over to my audio now. Hold on for a moment.
Happy Valentine's Day. Bye.